Hello guys, welcome. Today we are going to see how to create a registration page in Java using Derby database. As a lecturer, many times my students used to ask the questions how to insert the data using different controls. Might be text field, combo box, radio button, checkbox, and so on. So now I'm going to demonstrate which can be useful how to create a registration page and insert the data using different using different controls. So I'm just creating one project name db connect finish. Now just I'm going to create one frame jframe form for the registration page. So I'll name it as registration. Now I'm going to just drag the controls for the registration. I'll drag each and every controls for the registration page. So you can see on the right hand side there is a palette. If you could not find out this palette box, you can go to the window IDE tools and you can click on palette. Now just drag so, or maybe you can just copy and you can paste the controls. So this is for name. Let's say this is for the title. First name, last name, gender, next is email, username, password, contact, and last is, let's say, the technology null. So these are the some few information that we are going to accept. So we're going to just drag the suitable controls for let's say we'll drag the text field, we'll drag the combo box for selecting a title. Right click, go to properties, you can see the model for adding the items in the combo box. Click it here. Now you type your what you want as a drop down options. So I've added three options: Mr., Mrs. and Miss. Okay, close. Then I'm going to drag the text field edit text. I'm just going to copy and paste. Then I'm going to drag a radio button for the gender. Let's say right click, edit text, that is the male. Drag another radio button, edit text, that is female. For email, I'll drag another text field. Edit text. Then I have one text field for username, another text field for the password, one more text field for the contact, and for technology we are going to use the checkbox where we are going to accept the multiple values from the user. Let's say the technology, someone is knowing Java. At the same time, he also knows other technology, maybe Python, maybe one more technology. Let's say it is PHP, or that is your choice. You can add as many as you want. Now we are going to drag one button for the registration. So that was for the contact. Okay. Now we'll just select the entire field. Go to the properties. In the font, let's change the font size to 15. Okay. Now we'll establish a connection with the help with Derby database. So come to the services, expand database option. If you could not see the services tab, come to the Windows and click on services. Now just expand the Derby localhost. You can right click, connect. Once the connection is done, you expand the app. Now based on this data, I need to create a table. So I'll just right click on the table, create table. Let's say my table name is registration. Add column. For the title, the data type can be char, the size can be 10. Let's say another column is, let's say F name, data type can be char, size 20. Next, L name for the last name, it can be also char, size may be 20. Next column is for gender, which can be also char, size may be 10. Next column is email, it can be varchar, let's say the size is 50. Next column is username, which can be a varchar, let's say size 50, and which can also be a primary key. In case you want your username should be unique, it should not be repeated. Next column can be for password, which can be varchar, size 50. Next column for contact, that is a numeric, size let's say 10. and one for the technology. Let's say tech column name, which can be varchar size up to 100. Okay, table is created. Now we need to connect this information with the Java, with my registration page. So you can add the connection for each button, or you can create a connection function. So the connection function could be used every time. So I'll just create a connection function. Right click, new, Java class. This class is mainly for the connection, so I will name it as, let's say, connect. Now it can be a public, static. The return type should be connection, because this function is going to return this method is going to return a connection. Let's say the method name could be connectDB. Now in this we are going to register the class dot now this connection needs to be imported. Let's import this. Add import for java.sql.connection. Then we'll add the try block. Within try block, we can add a class dot for name. We need to register the class. So how we'll know the class? Come to the services, the same database, Derby, properties. Now you can get the display name. You can get the driver class. So you click it here, copy the driver class. Make sure you should copy the driver class. Close. Come back here. Double quotes. Just paste your code. That is the class. Now you need to connect. So for that, let's say connection is object name is called is equal to driver manager dot get connection. We are going to use the get connection, which is going to be 3 argument, one for the database username and password. So the first is the database URL. So we'll come back to again the services, Derby, properties. We'll copy the database URL. Just Control C. You can copy. You paste the copy text. The username is app and the password is also app. Now it says you to add a catch clause. Maybe we are going to add the catch, but before that, if anyhow this connection is null, in that case, if anyhow this connection is null, in that case it is going to generate some error. Let's say system dot out dot no connection established. Oh, now if there is no issues, if the connection could be established, it could return the connection. But now we use the try. Now we need to add a catch clause. So catch if any of the exceptions occurs. So in that case, it will return none if the connection could not be established. Now this is done. We'll come back to the registration page. Double click on the button. Now in the button, we need to establish a connection. Connection is already done. We need to call in the constructor. Let's say the class name was db connect. Sorry, the class name was connect. Object name, let's say C is equal to new connect, and we need to call C dot the class. The method we created is connect db. It was connect db. Now we need to establish a connection. So for establishing a connection, now we'll use try statement. Let's say sm3 object name is equal to connection was con, but we didn't use any connection. This connection is returning a connection, so we can store into a connection. So let's create an object here, connection, object name, let's say con. We need to import java.sql.connection. So this con is this connection that is going to return. So now con dot create statement. So we need to import the statement. Now statement dot, we need to use execute update in case of inserting. Execute update. Now the query is insert into, the table name is registration, values, now the first field, the title, that is my that is in the combo box. So for combo box we need to use j combo box 1, that is the name of my combo box, dot get selected item dot to string then comma. My next field was first name, that is j text field 1 dot comma j text field 1 dot get text. The next field was last name, so J text field 2 dot get text. Next was gender, so especially for gender, now we'll come back here. Now this is any one option should be selected, so we are going to drag a button group, then select this, right click, properties, you need to select the button group as button group 1. Same you do for the female button group 1, so that any one option should be selected. Now just double click on this. When you double click on this, it should be male. So let's declare one variable, that is string gender. So when you click on the radio, but when you select radio button 1, in that case gender is equal to male. Come back to design, double click on female. If it is a female, the gender is equal to female. Now, so after, come back to the code that we are inserting. So after comma, we'll use the, for gender, it is concatenate gender. Okay, now the next field was email, so that is J text field 3 dot get text. Now the next field was username, so J text field 4 dot get text. So now again my next field was password, so J text field 5 dot get text. My next field was contact. So you can see I'm using this single quotes because of it is a char or varchar. So in contact it is fine. I don't need to use the single quote. J text field 6 dot get text. Now the next is for the last technology. That is a checkbox. That means multiple options. So now for the checkbox, we need to come back and write the code for the checkbox. So for checkbox, let's say we declared a string variable. That is, again, let's say it's a tech, which by default it is blank. Now we need to come back and we need to write a code. Let's say if my J check box 1 dot is selected Then I'm going to write tech plus is equal to, that means it will be added as the first technology, that was Java. So it will be added as J checkbox 1 dot get dot selected item dot get text. Next is if checkbox 2 is selected, then this is going to be concatenated as J checkbox 2 get text. Maybe we can add dot to a string. I think this is extra. Even we can add it here. Dot to string. Same goes for the third checkbox. If checkbox 3. Now all the information is there in the check, so we can add the last control plus check plus, I'll close the single quotes, the bracket, and finally semicolon. Showing. Okay. So now if then let's say we use J option pane dot J should be in uppercase, J option pane dot show message dialog. Let's say null. The message is data inserted. Now we need to add a catch clause. That is what is showing the error. The catch SQL exception, let's say object name E. If any exception occurs, it may generate J option pane dot show message dialog. Let's say it will show error concatenated with e dot. Okay, let's import this one. Okay, now e dot get message, so that what is the error you can find it out. Now it's done. So we'll come to the JP connect. In the main, we can call this page as a first page. The registration, let's say object name reg is equal new registration. Then reg dot, okay, the registration, I think I missed T, reg get visible true. Now it is done, but before executing I need to add the library. So just come to the library in your project, right click, add library. You need to add Java DB driver. Java DB driver in case you are adding a DB database. Add library. Now library has been added. Now let's execute. The name Peter, last name let's say Joseph, mail, email peter@gmail.com, username Peter, password is pass, contact 123456789, Java, PHP. Okay, now it's giving an error, so that is while inserting. You can see while inserting. So let's come to the registration page. This, I told you last time, it is very important to see all the single quotes are started or closed properly. So now you can observe that here you missed one single quote. Now you need to save all. Now you can execute this file. Let's say Mr. Paul Joseph, the mail, email, paul@gmail.com, username, let's say Paul, password is pass. We use the text field. Instead of text field, you can use the password field for the password box. Now contact, let's say 7522130070, Java and Python as well. Register. You can see data inserted. Click on OK. Now come back to the services. See there is a registration. Just right click, view data, just to confirm whether data is inserted or not. You can see all the details. Title, the combo box, the text field, first name, last name, the review button, the email, username, password, the contact, and the checkbox. Both the option as inserted. Java and Python. Thank you for watching. If you have any issues, you can write down in the comment. See you in the next video. Thank you.